4 minutes, please, Ms Minto.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. Public service broadcasting has, as the motion states, a valuable role in society, and especially, as many members have said, given the horrific events in Ukraine and the robust but compassionate journalism from Channel 4 News and the BBC. And in my view, the Scottish Parliament's role in BBC Charter renewal must be respected. I spent 18 years working at BBC Scotland, supporting talented and creative programme makers in radio and television to produce programming that reflected public service broadcasting purposes across Radio Scotland, Regin and Gael, Gaelic Television, Education and the BBC Scottish Symphony Orchestra, all departments of BBC whose clear remit was to inform, educate and entertain, and also reflect the cultural identity of Scotland. I'd like to thank Yalicich MacDonald and Jess Szynski for sharing some of their thoughts on the importance of public sector broadcasting with me as I prepared for this debate. One of my proudest moments at BBC Scotland, and this has been mentioned by others, was the launch of BBC Alba, the accomplishment of many, many years of hard work, and one which fulfilled the obligation to Gaelic television under the European Charter of Regional and Minority Languages. Gaelic broadcasting through BBC Alba and Regin and Gael is a public service broadcasting triumph, and, as Sarah Boyack said, deserves the parity that is given to S4C. The partnership between MG Alba and BBC gives it a prominence in access and status, powerful tools in revitalising the Gaelic language. Programmes like Jainish, Bannon and La Yorpa. It is an important part of the Scottish broadcast ecology and commissions a large proportion of its output from independent production companies across Scotland. My own constituency of Argyll and Bute has provided the inspiration for many programmes. The Wee Picture House in Campbelltown played a starring role in Cinema Gadelica, which showcased films shot in iconic Scottish locations. And not just in the Gaelic language, Inverary played a starring role in the BBC's A Very British Scandal, and almost 60 years ago was the location for Walt Disney's film The Three Lives of Thomasina. Gaelic language television output is complemented and enhanced by Regin and Gael, which provides a comprehensive news, speech and music service, a voice to and for communities across the Gaeltacht. Radio should not be viewed as a Cinderella service. The merger of commercial radio stations has arguably reduced the localness of the service that they provide, and with a focus on music and news bulletins, there are gaps which public service radio can fill. Gaps in comedy, drama, documentaries, sports and arts and culture. Radio Scotland has the brilliant On and Off the Ball, which bookends sports sound and became a key message point during the COVID pandemic. And I'd like to challenge Mr Kerr with regards to Radio Scotland's output of this Parliament. There is, in fact, a podcast. It's called Political, which covers the output from this Parliament. Also, the afternoon show, which covers all things arts in Scotland, as well as the Young Traditional Musician of the Year, promoting the wealth of talent in our traditional music scene. Radio can be many things: a nursery for developing formats, writers and performers, a service that keeps you company on long journeys, a less intrusive way of getting personal stories told. Community radio stations have a role to play here too. Perhaps building in a defined public service remit with funding could help them flourish. We need to remember the important resource they provided during the pandemic. Within its charter, the BBC has a public purpose to invest in the creative economies of the United Kingdom's nations and regions. I've raised this before in the Chamber, but it is so important it deserves to be highlighted again. There is no requirement that the BBC invests to the same extent in each of the UK nations or regions. In the year 2020-21, £101 million of the licence fee raised in Scotland was spent by the BBC elsewhere in the UK. Scotland and its creative economy is consistently being shortchanged. So to close, Presiding Officer, the Scottish film, radio and television industry is booming. We have a skilled and talented people who are building the foundations of an independent Scotland's public broadcasting service. We should build on this success and be even more ambitious for this sector. Defending public service broadcasting is absolutely essential to supporting our creative industries.
Thank you, Ms Minto.